Hello and welcome to Center Court with the Lopes, presented by Talking Stick Resort. Barry Butel alongside the head coach for GCU men's basketball, Bryce Drew. And coach, your team sits at 15-8, 6-4 in the Western Athletic Conference, a conference that is any given night a team can knock off another team and is so competitive in this conference. What are your thoughts about your team as you sit today?
Yeah, great credit, I think, to all the coaches in the league, all the presidents for putting this league together, just how good it is, top 12 in the country. And, iron sharpens iron, so you play good teams, you get better, and you can see it throughout the whole conference. Teams are getting better, playing against good competition.
Javon Blackshear Jr., of course, out with that knee injury for the rest of the season, but you get Josh Baker back and Ivan Ouedraogo back. Nice to have those two players back on the court.
It was nice to have some bodies out there.
Indeed.
I'm sure it was nice for you, too, to look at the roster and actually have a couple more guys
more
to
names
call.
to call,
To call to go in the game. And so, obviously, Ivan's presence in that game was huge. Getting him back, in our last 3 games, he's been a big impact for us. And, he's still struggling a little bit. His strength isn't back in his hand. And you can kind of tell when he grabs rebounds, it's not as strong as it usually is. But he took a big jump from week 2, from week 1. And so we're hopefully continue to take those jumps for us.
You obviously weren't happy with the performance of the team at Tarleton. And it was a pretty intense week of workouts. But the team certainly responded right from that opening tip as Chance McMillan went to the left side of that backboard and Gabe McLaughlin put it home.
Yeah, obviously when you lose, especially when you lose like that, it's not a fun week for anybody. And so, we worked hard at practice. The guys really worked hard, and they really focused coming out in that game. You always worry, Barry, when you take a week off, how do you come out? Because sometimes you can be rusty. And I really thought we came out, with a lot of energy and really shot the ball well, which sometimes when you take a layoff, you don't.
And shooting the ball well, how about Chance? 6 of 7 from beyond the arc, 24 points, career high for him.
We will take it. We've been waiting. He's one of our best shooters in practice. We see it all the time, and he's kind of been sporadic, make a few threes here and there, but he's really that good of a shooter. And seeing him go 6 for 7 really helped us win the game. But I think also hopefully it's a big confidence boost for him that he can take it from practice to a game.
It seems and statistics bear out that when Gabe McLaughlin hits that double-digit rebounding mark, that the team more likely than not is going to pick up a win. He did it again, had a team-high double-digit rebounding performance. Your thoughts about Gabe?
No, great insight. And when he does play well, it helps our team. We need him to play well. Games that he doesn't, we really struggle. And so we've put a lot of confidence in him. We put a lot of trust in him in the recruiting process to put him in that role to help us win. And so when he does games where he does rebound, it really helps us.
You play so well at home, 3 of the next 4 on the home court, but conversely, then you got 3 of 4 on the road. But how important is it to rattle off some wins, especially on your home court?
Great to be home. Great to be on our home court, have a chance to play in front of our fans. And like you said, especially when you're in tough leagues like we are, you got to protect your home court as much as possible. It's hard to win any game, let alone on the road. So at home, we got to play well.
Finally, we didn't talk too much about Ray Harrison as we've done throughout the course of the season, but your thoughts about Ray as he's been carrying quite a load, and nice to see a guy like Chance step up and pick up some points.
Yeah, I think it just shows how good he's been playing because he scored 28 points.
Oh, yeah,
and
by
he's
the
the
way.
last question of the interview. So it's kind of a credit to how good he is playing.
Sorry, Ray.
We're kind of getting used to it. But really impressive how much he puts on his shoulders, and he does. And for that game, you take 2 games to go to that game. It was a contrast difference of just his consistency through the 40 minutes with his effort and making plays.
Coming up, her team got a big win on the road at New Mexico State. Head coach Molly Miller is up next.
The pulse, the beat, the vibe. You have a place to turn it on. Talking Stick Resort.
The future looks good. The future looks good to me. We'll find our way back. We're on the right track, and we don't look back. No, no. The future looks good.
This is the team working hard over lunch. This is Alex, who's been craving a double meat Whataburger all week, with bacon and cheese, of course. This is Marcus, who wants his usual Cobb salad. Sydney's into a spicy chicken sandwich. Wait. No. A patty melt. This is Rob. He ordered for everyone right from the app. Rob, you're a lifesaver. Make that lunch saver. Whataburger, just like you like it.
I'm accident attorney Sweet James. For over 15 years, my firm and I have helped tens of thousands of accident victims get their life back with almost $1 billion in settlements. It's our mission to share the success with the community. That's why every time we settle a case, we donate meals to feed those in need. Last year alone, we fed over 65,000 people. So, if you're hurt in an accident, call the winning firm that cares. Call Sweet James.
Center Court with the Lopes is presented by Talking Stick Resort and by Cox Business. We take a look at the women's basketball conference standings in order of resume seeding. Stephen F. Austin owns the top spot, followed by Southern Utah. Grand Canyon falls in at number 3 with Utah Tech and Sam Houston State rounding out the top 5. A reminder, resume seeding is used to determine the upcoming WAC tournament conference seeding.
Welcome back to Center Court with the Lopes, presented by Talking Stick Resort. Barry Butel now joined by the head coach for GCU women's basketball, Molly Miller, and coach 16-6, 8-3 in a very tight Western Athletic Conference. We talked about this last show. It's going to go probably down to the wire, but you turned the page, I believe. That was the mantra after 2 straight losses, and you reeled off a couple of wins.
Yeah, some inside info for you. We kind of have this fourth quarter mindset. I don't know. It's the Super Bowl week, so how appropriate. Sure. But at the end of the third quarter, when the fourth quarter begins, you see all of them hold up this fourth quarter hand gesture. And to us, that's just representing, now's the time to really get tough, have some pride in what we're doing, be committed, full out effort. And so we've kind of had that little saying in our mind, and I think it's been good as we come down the stretch and we want to finish these games, and we have recently. So I think it's kind of been a good little tool for us to remember that when it becomes those last 10 minutes, we gotta turn it up a little bit.
Big win over the Wildcats, and a player that had been coming off of the bench and has been shining brightly is Olivia Lane. What can you say about her performance on the court?
I mean, she's back.
Yeah, indeed.
Nice. To have a player like that come back from injury and perform so well is just a huge asset to our team and helping us kind of perform and get that inside presence that helps balance our offense. And when you even have her and Evan out on the floor together, 2 bigs that can do a lot of damage inside, it just opens up your perimeter play. So that dynamic duo has been fun to integrate into the offense, and being healthy and Liv just getting back in the swing of things. She's just kind of dominated here recently.
Well, you went into Las Cruces. You had to go to overtime against the Aggies here, but you certainly came out flying against the Aggies at their place.
Yeah, it was a really good start. Kind of looked to my assistants when we were in that 14-2 run. I like this team.
I bet.
If we can string some of these stretches together and be more consistent with it. The funny thing about this team, too, is we haven't had all 5 starters available at one time this whole conference season. So I think now we're starting to get healthy, and hopefully in the next week or 2 we'll have everyone available, and then hopefully we just climb in our momentum and we're playing our best basketball into February and March.
Upcoming, you're out back on the road. Sam Houston State. There's a team that's won 3 straight, including 2 on the road. And then Saturday, you travel to Nacogdoches to take on Stephen F. Austin. Again, they'll be looking for payback after you knocked them off here earlier.
Yeah, tough road trip here to Texas, but a very important one. I think our kids know that. Sam Houston's the hot team right now in the conference. Just beat a very good CBU team. And then, SFA's sitting up top right now in the standings with the net rankings. So it's going to be an exciting opportunity for us, and we hope to go down there and play our best basketball.
Up next, he wanted to finish his career in the Valley where it all began. Now with a new surprise on the way, Noah Bauman shares his journey.
CAZ Sports Bar is the Valley's home for sports fans. Now, it's also your new home for sports betting, so you can make your picks. Catch all the action and enjoy everything else you crave. We're your home for sports betting, Arizona. CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
This is Sanderson Ford Country.
All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction. Follow the road for award-winning customer satisfaction, supporting our community for 67 years and giving back to local charities. For a straight-up experience with no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense, and no added markups, choose Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford for sales, service, and satisfaction.
Life can get messy. At Superstar Car Wash, we're here to help. This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a clean car all year long. Get super savings every month when you sign up for a ceramic monthly plan. And pay it forward with a free car wash to give as a gift when you sign up. Keep your car looking super. Visit Superstar Car Wash today.
It's time for the Talking Stick Resort Play of the Week. Play in style.
For the home team, hits their first bucket. McMillan to his right. Right there by Pelosi. Bang! Early on! Take a seat! Well, when you're having troubles scoring from the field, best thing to do is to draw up one where you throw an alley. Welcome back to Center Court with the Lopes. Barry alongside Coach Drew. And one player that is really hitting his stride is Noah Bauman. 42% beyond the arc, perfect 6 for 6. His performance, especially from long distance, is phenomenal.
You know, a lot of experience. He comes in a career 40% college three-point shooter, which is extremely impressive. Started out slow this year, and wasn't making shots early in the year, but it's been really fun to see him catch a rhythm and just how much enjoyment he's having playing at home in front of his family.
Well, recently, Lopes insider Paul Coro got a chance to catch up with Phoenix native Noah Bauman.
Watch your shadow action. All right, if college basketball didn't know already, Noah Bauman can sling that thing. Top 20 nationally for career three-point percentage, over 42%.
Yeah.
Where'd that shooting stroke come from?
It came from a lot of times with my dad in the Lifetime gym, in the high school gym. I just think I credit all that to all the hours of work I put in with him. He just, gave me that confidence early on, and all the, high school coaches, all the trainers I've had. I've just tried to make it an effort for me to just, be as efficient as possible when I shoot the ball. I just wanted to be a guy that people could rely to. It's also been my mental space, just understanding when I have a shot, it's going to go in. So I'm just really confident at this point with all the work I put in.
Grew up here in Phoenix, played for some great Desert Vista teams, but didn't get recruited as much as probably should have back then. But was that the injuries or what contributed?
So I had a herniated back and I was out my whole junior year of high school, which I think really stunted my recruitment. But I had a really good AAU season going into my senior year, so I was able to get a lot of Division I looks with the program I was with. And, I committed early. I always thought I was good enough. I never thought I was not a Division I player or, not as good as people that said I was. So I always knew I belonged at, Division I level.
Hate to bring this up, but didn't Gabe McLaughlin knock you out in the state quarters one year?
Yeah, he did. They had a really good team, and they won it at the very end. So hats off to Gabe. But, he's got that over me, which sucks.
A winding road to here, San Jose State, USC, Georgia, but what has it meant to you to finish your college career here in your hometown with your mom and dad at every home game and a fan group like the Havocs?
Right. It's been a roller coaster when you think of it as a whole. I'm just glad I'm here today. I've always looked at GCU every time I was able to transfer and seeing what Bryce Drew has been able to do over the past couple years. And I've always knew the Havocs were amazing. I always knew the faith here and the people here were amazing. It just made sense. I got married in October, so if I had an opportunity to transfer one more time at this point in my life, still being able to play college basketball, I just wanted to be home. So it meant the world, to be able to have opportunity here. So I'm very thankful.
It made for a cool scene at that wedding too, because all your teammates and coaching staff came to the wedding, and you're also expecting a a baby Bauman.
I know, it's crazy.
With your wife, Mackenzie.
Yeah.
High school sweetheart,
Yeah.
junior high friend.
You already know, yeah.
What does that feel like?
That's an amazing time when she told me and she gave me a little shoebox. I thought it was gonna be for me because, early I was struggling, so she wanted to, give me a pair of shoes or whatever, and I opened it up and it was a small pair of Nikes for like a little baby size, so that's when I knew. But it was a blessing to, have that. I'm real excited, she's real excited, and it's even put basketball even more into perspective. I'm gonna have to take care of another person coming into this world, so I'm happy, I'm excited, she's happy, our parents are ecstatic, and we have a great family to support, so it's been a blessing.
So this kid's gonna be a baller.
Yeah.
But what kind? Mackenzie was a softball star at Miami, Ohio. So what's baby Bauman gonna be?
He is gonna be the best shooter in the whole country when he's coming up. But he's gonna have tenacity like his mom, and he's gonna have the skill like his dad. So it's gonna be a good athlete. But whatever it does, it's gonna be love. It's gonna have a good stroke to it for sure. I got it, see. Thank you.
Coming up, a Lope in the Pros returns to Grand Canyon with his professional team.
The pulse, the beat, the vibe. You have a place to turn it on. Talking Stick Resort.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Some big national games ahead for the Lopes. Baseball takes their program over to Salt River Fields to start their season against UC San Diego. Then they host number 2 Tennessee at GCU Ballpark on Saturday, February 18th. Both of those games will be televised by the MLB Network. Also on Friday, ESPNU comes to town as the men's basketball team takes on Abilene Christian. And speaking of national attention, former men's soccer player Justin Rasmussen recently returned to GCU with his MLS squad, the Portland Timbers.
My manager Spencer came to me back in like September, October, and had heard that a bunch of pro teams, U.S. national team, etc., came out for their preseason out here at GCU. And so I told him, how amazing the facilities were and hyping up the school and the field, the program. And I had no idea he was actually thinking about bringing us out here. So the fact that a couple months later he was like, yeah, I'm going out to GCU, going to meet your AD, meet everyone, take a tour around campus. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know how many guys drafted out of college in the MLS get to come back to their preseason where they went to college. Very nostalgic just to, be in this environment again. I credit a lot of who I am today to GCU. Here at Grand Canyon, they do such a good job, not just getting you prepared in the classroom, but doing the things to get you prepared outside the classroom for real life. And so I credit a lot to the community, the principals they have here as a university. Also for me, the biggest thing was the men's program here. I had a great coaching staff my first 4 years led by Shellis Hyman. He was someone who's extremely influential for me getting to where I am as an athlete, but more I credit him to who I am as a person. We have a great relationship, talk on the phone all the time, and then also my final year with Leonard Griffin leading us, trailblazing the way. We had a great final season of mine that led into having the doors open up to get to where I am today. Best thing about being a pro is just fulfilling my dreams. It's been a dream of mine ever since I can remember kicking one of these soccer balls of making it here to this stage one day. So for me to represent the school, my hometown of Vegas, my family, just to make all my friends and family proud, doing that kind of stuff, it's that bit is what fulfills me the most. And this is my home. This is where I grew up and made some memories, met some amazing people. So it's awesome to be back home for this week. It's been awesome.
Up next, we take a look ahead with Lopes insider Paul Coro.
CAZ Sports Bar is the Valley's home for sports fans. Now, it's also your new home for sports betting, so you can make your picks. Catch all the action. And enjoy everything else you crave. We're your home for sports betting, Arizona. CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
Wow, that's hot.
Fresh grilled, that's hot. Mesquite Fresh Street Mex, where authentic meets modern. Visit us today at one of our Valley-wide locations.
Every game matters from here on out as we take a look at the WAC resume seedings. Utah Valley leads the way, followed by Sam Houston State. Southern Utah takes the third spot. Seattle U in 4, followed by Grand Canyon to round out the top 5. And as we take a look at the upcoming schedule, brought to you by Cox Business. 7 games remain for the Lopes. Saturday, they head to Seattle to take on the Red Hawks. Then February 15th, UTRGV comes to town for a midweek matchup. And Friday the 17th, it's a 9 p.m. start as the Lopes host Abilene Christian on ESPNU. The Havocs will be in full force, so come on out to that one and wear your purple for the annual Purple Out. Get your tickets at GCULopes.com.
Welcome back to Center Court with the Lopes, presented by Talking Stick Resort. I'm now joined by Lopes insider Paul Coro. And Paul, man, it is a fight. It is going to be a fight to the finish for both the men and the women in this conference, because on any given night, it seems like any team could win.
Oh, yeah, and as you turn the conference season to the second half, you really start to feel the weight of every game. And, on the men's side, anybody can beat anybody. You had a night the other night where GCU was the only favorite to win in a WAC game, and that shows you how you have to bring it out every night and how things can flip. And the women have started to put together a couple of very important wins, and they're in good position to get that first round bye in the WAC tournament.
On the men's side, it's great to have Ivan Ouedraogo back and Josh Baker coming back from concussion protocol. Javon Blackshear Jr., of course, they've had to deal with that, with his season-ending injury. Your thoughts about having now at least a somewhat healthy team?
Yeah, pretty amazing that you lose your WAC preseason player of the year at guard, and then the backs court combines for 52 points in a game without the best player. And that shows you how many people are stepping up on this roster, in addition to getting healthy being so key now down the stretch. But the guys that have had the increase of minutes have really been the difference in what this team's doing. Chance McMillan, since moving in the starting lineup, is averaging 14 points. He's one of the best three-point shooters on the team. And Kobe Knox, doesn't have the lights out stats, but this is a guy who has played 2/3 of his minutes in the past month, and he's all of a sudden had to step into this role as a freshman, and he shows no fear out there and really helps fit the puzzle because of his defense and his aggressiveness on offense.
On the women's side, Olivia Lane has just blossomed, coming off of the bench, battling back from injury herself, and now she is inserted into the starting lineup.
Yeah, amazing. First start, and she goes for a career high. So what's in store from here? 26 points, and yeah, she gives them another big with Evans Zars to really make them a big-time threat in the WAC. You know, they've already posted wins to show themselves as a threat for the title by beating Stephen F. Austin earlier in the season, a team that's usually in the national top 50. So now they're as well finding their groove. Sydney Palma just got back from a knee injury, so that makes them better. But and Tiara Brown's playing some of her best basketball lately. It's 5 double-digit scoring games in a row for her. So they're really hitting their groove here as they come down the home stretch.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to watch the women down the stretch. They've got a couple of more games, 2 straight on the road before coming back home. But it's going to be great to see both teams down the stretch. Another great team to take a look at is baseball. First-year head coach Greg Wallace. It was such a fun weekend, the alumni weekend. They played some golf, and then on Saturday afternoon, under perfect weather conditions, it was a great day for baseball.
Yeah, some of the alums showed that they still have it out there.
How about Tom Rosati on the hill?
That's right. And but yeah, it's a lot of promise. Beautiful day at GCU Ballpark. Really showcases what a great place it is to watch baseball. And, you know, that'll be shown, you know, with the home opener against number 2, Tennessee, as part of that MOB Invitational, where they also play at some spring training facilities. And, you know, when the all-WAC stuff comes out, you're going to see a lot of GCU names on there, you know, starting, of course, all the hype about Jacob Wilson being a top 5 possible draft pick in the next summer's draft as far as projections go. But down the line, too, with a bunch of other guys returning, like Elijah Berries, and on the man, Daniel Vidia, Connor Markle, some great experience in addition to what Greg Wallace has brought onto the team.
And then number 9 men's volleyball won their 10th straight match. They won it in 5 sets over number 7 UC Irvine. This team looking sharp right out of the gate.
Yeah, that was the one that probably got everybody's attention on the national scale. You know, you're already ranked in the top 10, but now you're proving it by beating another top 10 team twice in a row right before you get into conference play, opening with USC. And you know, you have the All-Americans returning, Camden Gianni and Christian Janke, but Jackson Hickman, a junior, is the leading point scorer on the team. And Boulder Creek grad who's just improved every year and has become another threat from them on the pins.
And then Shannon Hayes and the softball squad, they're the reigning champs in the conference. They'll be getting their season underway right around the corner.
Yeah, it's pretty clear who's the favorite in the conference. Wow. They just swept about everything. Yeah, Ariel Thompson, preseason pitcher of the year. Caitlin Dunkel was a preseason player of the year. You got 3 other players on all WAC. You know, there's like a transfer, junior college player of the year, CeCe Wong. The coaches don't even know about her yet, apparently, because she's not on all WAC, and she could be just as much of an offensive force as the rest of them.
Well, there's plenty going on, as you can tell. My thanks to Paul Coro, my thanks to Coach Drew, and to Coach Miller, and to you for tuning in to Center Court with the Lopes.